Hello, hello. Welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am thrilled to be back with a new puzzle to solve. We got D with an unbroken streak of first comment of the day. Good morning to you, D. Hey to Blake, hey to Amy, hey to AJ, and Scav. And Letition on Twitch. We got the gang all here, and Minius Mini giving me the boo on YouTube. I love it. And I see people already guessing one across, everyone eager to dig into this puzzle. So why don't we check out the title? We're doing today's Stan Newman's hard crossword, and it does have a title. It's called vegetable shortening, which I suppose is an ingredient when you're baking. So hopefully you don't need intimate knowledge of baking to solve this puzzle, because I lack that. But we got multiple people. Tess is here saying, hey. Multiple people guessing at one across, which is identity query. People guessing who? Yeah, 3 letters, identity query. So if you ask who, then you're asking for somebody's identity. I think that makes good sense. Yeah, AJ guessing that maybe the theme is less about baking and more about short nicknames for vegetables, which would be a little more in the crossword spirit, wouldn't it? So we will find out soon enough. Larry Locke is here. Welcome, Larry. And sorry, let me pull up 14 across. One use for grass. It's kind of a vague clue. I feel like there are probably lots of uses for grass. I don't know. Does anyone know? Oh, Scavin, Blake, and D all have the same exact guess. And Blazed Taco. Welcome, Blazed Taco. Everyone's saying, hey, interesting. Ooh, Logician. Ooh, I'm not in the grid. Logician guessing sod, which is also interesting. WS looks a little strange. Hey is a cool idea. And WH seems at least plausible. Not sure. Maybe we check the downs right away. Somehow, yeah, let's check the down. All right, one down. One down, let's see. Warthog liked the live. AJ's ready for aggritainment back. It's not a stumper today, AJ. It is merely a hard puzzle, not the hardest puzzle. Offender's query. Barbara is back on Facebook. What's up, Barbara? Offender's query. AJ keeps swapping between TikTok and YouTube. It's crossing my wires, AJ. Oh, and Lay is here saying, who done it? Interesting. Who done it? It fits. It's a great entry for a crossword. I'm a little confused because if you're the offender, I feel like a detective's query is who done it, right? D&T Pendleton, yes, a who did it. Offender's query. I'm just a little, maybe I'm being overly who did it. Also, okay, actually, I have a more important criticism of the whodunit angle, which is that if one across is who, we're not going to have that crossing who. That's not going to happen. Crosswords do not allow duplicates like that. So, oh man, but everybody on every chat is saying whodunit. I don't know why I don't like it. Let's check the T. London's locale, and it's an abbreviation. Derek Culver is here guessing what did I do? I'm not sure. Lucky says, why pick me? Yeah, Jen Couture is saying England, which I think makes sense. Alexis agrees, and Scav agrees. All right. So then it's not going to be whodunit, right? I was not pleased with that. England is where London is. What do we think? Blake is saying GBR. Apologies, oh, is that like Great Britain? Is that standard abbreviation for Great Britain? Let's check maybe the 2 down. 31-day president. This might help. This might help. 31-day president, and it's looking really good with the N. Yes, Scav spelling it all out, and Letition gets this one as well. Harrison and Alexis. Harrison was definitely the shortest U.S. president, with the shortest reign. Died, yeah, I guess only a month after taking office. So that is looking promising. I like that it agrees with all the things we have so far. And Seats is here also getting Harrison. Perfect. Tevias. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Tevye is the name of the main character in Fiddler on the Roof. It could also just be a general, like, Yiddish name. So, oh my gosh, starting with Oi does make sense. What do we think? Yeah, Runaru says Oigavolt, and Jen Couture says Oy vey. They're both definitely, but Oy vey I think is typically spelled like this. Oigavolt is definitely a phrase. Awesome entry in a crossword. It does not work with England, but don't fret because Derek Culver has a different suggestion. Oh man, Ontario. Wow. London, Ontario, of course. How come you guys were all thinking of London, England? Um, I was a little disturbed by the fact that this is a super easy clue for England and we're solving a hard crossword. It just seemed a little too easy. What do we think? I prefer Ontario because it works with Oigavolt. Maybe we check 23 across. I have very little confidence in, honestly, anything. Yeah, Runaroo is happy with London, Ontario. What do we think? And Jen Couture is saying, oh my gosh, of course. Oigavolt, I can't believe we put England in. CD Hangout. People know this. Kimberly and Ladishin and M. Seats and Clark and D and Warthog and Lisa are all saying dive. Yeah, like a dive bar. We got NH in chat and Barbara on Facebook all getting dive bar. Okay. I feel good about that. And do we have any leading guesses right now for offender's query? I really don't want it to start with who. Yeah, Mark is here getting dive. I see AJ. Yeah, good. AJ and Banshee are agreeing. Blake and Scav agree. What did I do? I was having trouble parsing this. I think someone suggested this ages ago. I didn't realize that there's an implied apostrophe here that I was missing. So yeah, what did I do? It's definitely something an offender would say, which I like more than the whodunit is something a detective would say, not the offender. So yeah, Derek had it. Nice work, Derek. Okay, so maybe we're in good shape. If 31 checks out, I'll feel really good. Small quantity. Okay, I could think of a small quantity, 6 letters starting with DOL. I can think of one. Feeling more optimistic by the second. Yeah, Blake and AJ and Kimberly and Larry, we're all on the same page. M. Seats and Daximax all saying dollop. That's exactly where my head went. NH and Amy and Miniest, Minnie and Clark all agree. Okay, everyone's in agreement. Love to see that. Let's do 27 while we're in the neighborhood. Old Testament patriarch. Old Testament patriarch. Jojo Gardner, thanks for liking the live. Ledition has a quick answer here, and Scav and Blake close behind. Isaac. Yeah, Miniest Mini agrees, and Jen Couture. Okay. Still looking pretty promising. I'm assuming 17 across is our first theme answer because it's sort of longer than the others. Where do we go? Let's try 20 across first. Had temporary popularity. Had temporary popularity. Okay. I think this seems quite reasonable. Yeah, Jen and Larry and Blake and Warthog, and so Minnie is saying trendy, which is 1 letter shy, and it's also not in the past tense, which I would expect. AJ says my fingers are slow today. Yeah, I think everyone sometimes feels slow on these chats because there's always someone who's very quick to the trigger here. I like trended, had temporary popularity. It's the past tense, which we like. If something is merely a trend, then maybe it's temporary. It doesn't last forever. So it seems good. Why don't we check 18 down and then we'll look at the 17 across. Inside the NBA analyst. All right. I would not have known this except that we have 80% of the letters already slotted. See, I think that Blake and Scav and Jen are probably correct here. O'Neill and Solar Fair says Shaw. Unfortunately, that's not going to work with any of the letters we have. Oh, Shaq. You wanted to say Shaq. I understand. I get it. Shaquille O'Neal. Uh, yes, presumably that's who we're talking about. And it's going to be the last name because that's what fits with what we have. All right. We survived the first corner, I believe. Particle in some laser beams at 17 across. By the way, this is a nice stack here in the opening corner. What did I do? Harrison and Oigavolt. And we had some hiccups here and there, but overall, I enjoyed that opening foray into this puzzle. Okay, so Blake is saying argon gas, which I think is an interesting guess. Barbara agrees. Yeah, it does look like argon, doesn't it? Okay, Larry and Scav is suggesting argon ion. Oh, I guess for a particular first, I missed the fact that it does say particle in some laser beams. An ion is a particle. I actually preferred the answer gas, but now that I see it, particle, I'm not sure. Yeah, gas isn't a particle, as AJ says. Ooh, Amy says argon ion has onion. Oh, wow. Hold up. If you weren't here at the very beginning, the title of today's puzzle is Vegetable Shortening. And Amy's noticing that we have onion at the end of this weird entry, argon ion. So something strange about this is that it's not shortened. What do you make of that, Amy? Is this a coincidence? Logician is pointing out onion as well. But why? But it's not shortened, which it gets the vegetable part of the title. I don't know. Maybe we keep solving, but let's confirm this N before we get too excited. Look after. Look after. Oh, you shorten the answer to onion. Yeah, I see. Everyone is giving Amy her props for catching onion. Very nice. Look after. What do we like here? Alexis and Magic Mike are saying, and Barbara are saying, tend. Yeah. Like if you tend to a garden, you look after it. Judy, thank you for following us. Oh, and we got 80s Girl in chat also saying tend. Star Trekkers of long ago. Star Trekkers of long ago. Huh. Are we talking fictional people here? Because I don't know any real Star Trekkers. Right? This kind of seems like it has to be fictional. Or am I not understanding something? Chat is kind of dried up on this, so AJ's like, I don't know Star Trek. But AJ, I actually don't think this is literally about Star Trek because the T is not capitalized. So that's it. Yeah, nobody knows. Barbara giving me the Vulcan hand signal. All right, that's going to be my signal to move on because I'm not sure. Magic Mike says maybe not fictional. Yeah. Judy's asking for 5 down. Sure, let's check 5 down. Taurus neighbor. Taurus neighbor. Okay. I think I see something here. Yeah, I agree with Paraffin and Golden Mom and David Hasha and Leslie. Suddenly a lot of new people in chat. Aries looks pretty good here. I don't know if we're literally talking about the constellation Taurus is a neighbor of the constellation Aries. I don't actually know if that's true, but they are neighbors on the zodiac calendar, right? I'm an Aries, and I believe Taurus is after me in April. So probably good. With 21 across, one of the Avengers. Where's 21 across? It's probably, yes, just C15 across. So we don't actually get more information, but 21 across, it's 3 letters. One of the Avengers. Jilly, thanks for the heart. Oh, Scab is saying Eric Bana, wow, who played Hulk in an early Hulk movie, or not that early, but earlier than the recent Marvel stuff. But Bana is 4 letters, and we only have 3, Skev. Okay, Runaru saying, oh, we might have some errors. Lone Star is coming in with a fix. Okay. Wow, I didn't even bat an eye at this answer. Look after to tend seemed totally right. But yeah, Carly saying maybe it's mind instead of tends to look after to to mind, and then Iron Man is one of the Avengers. Good fix. I'm happy with this. Nice catch, everybody. Ooh, and then Gary, and I think I saw some others, yeah, Ledition, saying Magi, Star Trekkers of long ago. Oh my god, because the Magi followed a star to find baby Jesus. That was a very hard clue. The Magi. Let's make sure 7, yeah, Roadhouse is an inn. Okay, I'm feeling good. Yeah, Magi is Trekker. That was tough. Skilled with. Okay, so starting with good makes sense. We're going to have some preposition, maybe good at. Yeah, that's what Scab and Warthog like. That's what Paraffin and Snoopy like. So let's put good at. That was my instinct as well. And let's look at 24 across, which is probably a second theme answer. Maybe it ends in a vegetable. Number 7, U.S. city in population. Okay. Number 7, U.S. city in population. Paraffin saying Sacramento. That seems plausible, doesn't it? And it does fit. Okay, I'm happy with that. Tess. Oh, Warthog is saying San Antonio, and Sella says San Antonio. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting. Let's try San Antonio. How do you spell this? San Antonio. That also fits, unfortunately. San Francisco is not going to fit. So, Jaluha's back. What's up? Yeah, sadly, maybe we don't have enough information. Lone Star says it's San Antonio. Oh, Scav pointing out something I hadn't appreciated. San Antonio. Look at this. It almost ends in onion. Is that the idea? or we're shortening onion. Rob also says San Antonio is definitely bigger than Sacramento, which, yeah, we could also be using the clue. I did not know San Antonio was the 7th most populous U.S. city. I'm actually surprised at that. It's going to be, New York, LA, and Chicago must be the top 3. I don't even know what I would put 4th, honestly. I would at least put Houston before San Antonio. But I'm getting sidetracked. This is interesting. So now I get vegetable shortening. I was disturbed that we had a vegetable at the end of Argon Ion, but the title of the puzzle is vegetable shortening. And so I was expecting short vegetables, not full vegetables like this. But we're taking one vegetable, it looks like, and shortening. So yes, I think Amy was predicting that the next one will end in O-N-I. So we're going to be lopping letters off one at a time. Okay, this is cool. I'm pleased. Two-fisted. Rob says Houston is 4th most. Okay. Let's see. Just catching up on chat a bit. Oh, and people guessing what the O-N-I could be. Rigatoni, macaroni, nice. Manly or macho could work for two-fisted. Nice eye. Oh, Zamboni, Ledition guesses. Oh, Minnie says, is it a subtle hint that this puzzle will make us cry eventually? Yeah, we're actually, like, cutting onions, aren't we? We're cutting an onion. I like that. I wonder if that will be a revealer of sorts in the puzzle, like cutting an onion. Social subtlety, 4 letters beginning with a T. Ah, Larry. Wow, very good eye. Larry is voting for macho over manly because macho has an O in the right position. If 36 across is our 3rd themer, then we do expect O-N-I in these squares exactly. So good looking out. And macho also works nicely with the guess I'm seeing for 29 across of tact. Yeah, that's what Jilly and Judy like. Although tone also does make sense with manly. Maybe I'm getting too excited. Let's check 33 across, see if we can make an H work. Be brilliant. Ooh, Shania's here with her ever-useful facts, listing the most populated U.S. cities: New York, L.A., Chicago, Houston, Phoenix, Philly, San Antonio. I'm actually very surprised that Phoenix is number 5 on that list. Okay, Sybil is voting for tact. Arkadium's given onion emojis. It's now a party. Be brilliant. Runaru and Gary and Jilly are guessing shine. I like that. I like that. Dreamer likes shine. Lane likes shine. Okay, and Josh is sharp. Let's check 8 down. Neo-noir director. Neo-noir director. Yeah, the reason I prefer shine to sharp, by the way, Josh, is that sharp is an adjective and shine in this sense is a verb. To be brilliant is also a verb, so there's agreement between the clue answer there that I don't think we have with sharp. Yeah, Carly's pointing out that point exactly. Paraffin and Dale does dishes. That is a funny username. Are saying Tarantino. Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino, great director. I would not have known to call him neo-noir, but I guess it works. What to save the date for? What to save the date for? Oh, and Gary, yeah, I keep neglecting this, but Gary excited that an N is where we expect an N to be in our onion theory. That we do expect O and I to end 36 across. So Tarantino works in that sense as well. Minnie's Minnie and Son of Canadian and Izzy B are all saying event. Yeah, what to save the date for an event? I think that makes sense. Good. Let's check 10 down. Verbal or physical blow? I feel like there are probably a lot of words that could work for this. By the way, if you are new here, I just want to let you know we stream every single day. So every day at noon Eastern time, we have a new crossword here. It's always a good time. And if you follow us, it's a great way to keep in touch. Make sure you don't miss the next stream. Amy and Dreamer and JP are saying jab. Wraith Knight is back and Joey Barnacle all saying jab. I think is a pretty good guess. I mean, hit, yeah. That's the problem, is that actually a lot of, I suspected that hit could also work, or pop. All right, let's check 8 across. Let's settle this. Mexican-American music. Mexican-American music. All right. Sharon, thanks for liking the live. Yeah, I think Scav and Logician and Paraffin and Darren are all on this. Tejano. Tejano. That was like Selena, the famous Mexican singer Selena. EJ got this as well. That was her genre. Tejano music. So that works very nicely with jab at 10 down. Okay. Keeping it smooth. Arthurian Island. Arthurian Island. Okay. And Gary says, never heard that word before. Learned from y'all. Tejano? Don't you love when crosswords teach you things? Okay, Scylla and Wraith Knight and EJ. Most people saying Avalon. Lena Mack likes it. Avalon. A couple people saying Avatar. I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with my Arthurian legend, or my Arthurian Islands. Avalon sounds vaguely familiar, and more people have voted for it, but maybe we check 11 down, just for my comfort. Paraffin says it's Death Avalon. All right, that's enough for me. If Paraffin is confident, then I'm confident. Okay. Seems good. T. Pendleton likes it. Good. Some association members. Some association members. Very nice. Judy, one of our newest followers, and Brooke Monster are saying alumni. Yeah, alumni is plural, so that does work with the plural clue. And the Alumni Association is kind of classic association affiliated with every school. And Amy Jewel Young. Oh, and Carly just followed us, and Paraffin just followed us. Thanks, guys. I protest. I protest. Starting with no does make sense. It could be no or not, I suppose. And then, do we want to check 19 across as well? Abrupt turn down. Yeah, Gary is guessing rebuke for abrupt turn down, which I think looks good. Although it doesn't work with the leading guess for 12 down, which is no fair. I protest, no fair. Works with the I as well in San Antonio. So where are we? Okay, we can actually get this to work. AJ and Lucky are saying rebuff and miniest mini. The rebuff and abrupt turn down, that works nicely. And then no fair. Okay, good. I like it. He said, politics is war without bloodshed. Pam and Joey Barnacle also voting rebuff, Warthog and Paraffin. Yeah, everyone's happy with it. I like it. He said, politics is war without bloodshed. Yeah, Sella and Kimberly and Tess and Darren and EJ are all suggesting Mao, Chairman Mao. I wouldn't have been able to tell you this quote, but given the letters we have and the content of the quote, it seems to make sense. Okay, and walking. Good. Walking, crossing, road surface of a sort. Road surface of a sort. Cool Kid is here. Yeah, on foot looks good for walking. And then dirt, as Judy and Dee and Daximax and Gary are all suggesting. Excellent. We never looked at 26 down. Lofty lyric is an ode. It's a pretty hard clue for ode. Should we check 36 across? We are expecting an I in the last position. Maybe a pasta of some sort? He set up Vatican Radio. Okay, not a pasta. Not a pasta. Yeah, Gary is ready for 36 across. Here we are. Anyone know this? I think I do. Yeah, Paraffin and Warthog and Ledition and Gary and Son of Canadian, Blake, everyone, starting to trickle in with the answer. Marconi. Marconi, I know as the name who invented the radio. Lucky's like, Sir Tony? I don't know. Yeah, Sir Tony would be funny. No, Marconi definitely invented the radio. Maybe I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm pretty sure. So this clue does make sense. It ends in O-N-I. We are indeed shortening a vegetable onion. So I would expect the next one to end in O-N, which shouldn't be hard. Okay. Great. Newly created at 25 down. Oh, and by the way, I am planning to play Hurdle at the end of, after the confetti, I want to play Hurdle again. So if you're into Hurdle, please stick around for a bonus game at the end of stream. Joey Barnacle and Dee and Paraffin are saying nascent, which is a good word. Newly created, nascent. AJ's psyched for Hurdle. I love it. Golden Mom. Gary says, what is Hurdle? There's only one way to find out, Gary. You got to stick around till the end. But a little hint is that if you know what Wordle is, it's like a souped-up Wordle. Oh, and John on YouTube is here, also saying nascent. Okay, bestir from bed. Blake says, yeah, Wordle, but harder. I would agree with that description. AJ says, Hurdle is where we watch Jack go outside and try to run hurdles. So much fun. Can you imagine? Oh, Joey Barnacle followed us. Thanks, Joey. And Tess is psyched for Hurdle as well. Yeah, rouse looks perfect. Bestir from bed to rouse from someone from sleep. Great. 41 across. Here we go. Olympics vehicle. Olympics vehicle. Looking for peace followed us. I hope you find it. Interesting. Snoopy and Joey and Son of Canadian and Kimberly are all saying canoe. Is there canoeing in the Olympics? Did I not know this? Everyone is agreeing. Olympics vehicle, canoeing. I don't think I knew this. Barbara even found a nice canoe emoji. It also makes a word at 28 down. Deep sleep is a coma. Indeed. All right, canoe is looking right, but I just learned something that there's Olympic canoeing. Michael Carpenter is here also teaching me about canoes. 41 down, common Y course. I'm assuming we're talking YMCA. That's often shortened to just the Y. Who said canoe because it's a vehicle ending in OE, and who knows about Olympic canoeing? Well, Rainbow Canoe is here. No way. Your username is Rainbow Canoe. This is the first comment I'm seeing from you. That's hilarious. Jen and Jilly and Ledition are saying CPR. I think that makes sense. YMCA is often a community center of sorts, so maybe you'd gather and take a CPR class there. AJ says rowing is totally an Olympic sport. I guess that's true. Oh, fair enough. So it's just rowing crew. Maybe I didn't think of those as canoes, but yeah, maybe I just didn't think of the boats that the crew teams were in as canoes. Seated on. Yeah, Jen and T. Pendleton are saying atop, which I think looks good. And maybe we go bold and just check 50 across right away. I have a theory about what the last two letters are going to be in this. Jazz age dance craze. Runaru says, I watched so much canoe last Olympics. It was always on TV. They do this crazy slalom course. So is it the same thing as rowing? Is it crew? Wraith Knight and Michael Carpenter and EJ and Gary and Ledition and John on YouTube are all saying the Charleston. Excellent. The Charleston Jazz Age Dance Craze ends in an ON, which we've come to expect. Onion, Onio, Oni, and ON. So the last one, I expect this cell right here to be an O. That is just my personal theory. 44 down, troop group. Runaru says, no, it's one person in a boat. It looks more like a kayak. Okay. Group. Yeah. I think. Gary says, plug it in for our entertainment. The problem is if I put an O here, then Clue is going to come on screen. And I know the hawk-eyed among you are going to start filling in this section before we're even there. Gary wants that O. Only if you promise to close your eyes and not look at the clue. Actors. Penfield Hendris is writing actors. Jilly agrees. Yeah, a troupe of actors. I think that works. 54 across. Fabric in product names. Jolua says, I don't trust them. Are you saying your co-commentators, you don't trust them not to start solving this section if I put this O in? Because I don't either. Fabric in product names. Shania and AJ and Jilly are saying tex. Yeah, Gary's saying as in textile. Or is it pronounced? Would it be tech? Gore-Tech? Okay, this is a little tough. This all 46 down also looks weird. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it looks perfect. Southern state of Mexico. Yes. Love it. Yeah, Shania, Logician, Oaxaca. Oaxaca is a lovely place. PW says, are you affiliated with the Arkadium website? In the sense that I stream their crosswords 4 times a week, I certainly am. This is Arkadium's official channel. You can check links in the bio. And all the puzzles we solve on stream, and even the hurdle that we're going to play, all come from Arkadium.com. Surfing Mecca. Liv just followed us. Thanks, Liv. Surfing Mecca. Yeah, Jen Couture says the sea. The double A looks a little concerning. Oh, AJ and Blake are saying the web. That's cute. It's like web surfing. Yeah, Pam says probably web. That's a more crosswordy type clue. Although SB also looks weird. Oh no. Surf the web. Barbara's voting the C. All right, crosses it is. More or less equal. Yeah, that's a classic misdirection. Surfing, and yeah, the more I look at it, the more I think it's not going to be C or anything like that. We're not talking literal surfing. Oh, Himmy John says the net. Yeah, maybe we're all wrong, and it's the net. Oh, and Himmy. Oh, nice. Okay, and net works very well with Daxamax's guess and Shania for on a par, more or less equal, on a par. Great work. Great work. 61 across. Withdraw from presiding. T. Pendleton just writes nice. Yeah, you surf the net. I don't know why none of us saw that. I shouldn't say none of us. Of course, someone eventually did see it. Kea is here saying recede. Kimberly. Oh, we actually have different guesses in chat that all seem reasonable. Ooh, yeah, looking for peace. It says recuse, which is another good guess. And Amy Coleman is on YouTube. You spell your name like my co-host. Is it Amy or is it Ame? So maybe it's recuse. Maybe we need 59 down. Sit down. Let me recuse myself, yeah, as AJ is pointing out. Recuse does look pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, Snoopy and Judy and D and Jasmine are all saying put. Minius Mini likes it as well. Okay, to set something down is just to put it down. I like that, and then that works perfectly with recuse. All right. Office agreement. Crossing expressed out loud. Expressed out loud. Let's see. Himmy John, son of Canadian. Wow, chat going fast right now. Okay, lease, people are saying. Office agreement, a lease. Artist Soul on YouTube likes that. Jazz is saying, ooh, how did I end up there? Stated. Expressed out loud. Stated, good. Past tense clue, past tense answer. And how some seafood is cooked. How some seafood is cooked. Gary says, was it past tense? It was. Expressed out loud. So we're in good shape there. Okay. Yeah, and Warthog and Jazz and Kea are all saying pan-seared. Beautiful entry. Sounds tasty. Oh, EAE is weird, though. Oh, no. Have a date, say. Have a date, say. Ranny likes pan-seared as well. Amy Young likes pan-seared. Welcome, everybody. We have an error, though, because I've never seen this EAE in my life. Denrod is suggesting it should be eat and roust. Wow. Be stirred from bed. I never thought about the fact that roust and rouse both kind of mean the same thing. I would use rouse 100% of the time in this sentence as opposed to roust, but I guess that's why we all got it wrong. Nobody suggested roust back then, did they? But have a date, this is also a cute clue. It's not like go out on a date. I think it's literally like eat a date, the fruit. Okay, good fix. That was almost a disaster, but crisis averted. 47 across, here we come. Phoenix Hoopsters. Phoenix, I just learned, the 5th most populated state in the US. Thank you, Shania, for that factoid. Himmy John says, I wasn't here for the rouse, so Himmy John is recusing himself from any responsibility on that hiccup. Artist Soul on YouTube and Minius Mini saying the Suns. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns. Sounds good. I'm getting Suns and basketball emojis. All right, we're cruising here. Last kind of corner and a half. And what is blank as? Wait, and what is blank as? I don't know why that's crossing my wires a bit, but I think What is blank? Dysentery, Gary says, give me that O. Okay, should we just look at 60 across, Gary, just for you? I'll put it in right now. O, just for you. Othello lead character. Othello lead character. Isn't Othello the lead character in Othello? That can't be the answer. It is fun to just know that this random square in this corner has to be an O. Jen is saying Horatio. Yeah, Gary's saying, isn't it Othello? That's what I was thinking too. Horatio does not fit. Yeah, Runero is like Othello, Iago, Desdemona. What does this mean? Yeah, Amy on YouTube is saying Othello is the lead in Othello. I mean, he literally is. So I'm missing something. Tess and Ledition are guessing the same thing here. And what is so rare as? That's hard. And what is so rare as? All right, maybe we go up here and start creeping in this way. Rainbow Canoe asking, wait, why does that square have to be an O? Good. If you missed, so this crossword has a theme. The title of the puzzle is vegetable shortening, and we've noticed that in these long across answers, argon ion, we have onion hiding at the back here. And then in the next one, we're shortening onion. San Antonio is all of onion except for the last letter. And then we've shortened it even further here at Marconi. So we're taking a vegetable and we're shortening it by removing one letter at a time. Charleston is the O-N in onion. And so to complete the theme, we're pretty confident at this point that we're just down to one letter on onion for 60 across. Does that make sense? Hope I answered your question. Meanwhile, Shiwei and Joan is like, Othello is the main character. Yeah, I am very confused by that. I think there's only one way to figure this out, and it's through. Nick, Artist Soul, and Amy on YouTube getting Santa Alias, so we're talking Saint Nick here. Rainbow Canoe says, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. I like it as well. It's a nice theme. Almost all the puzzles we solve on this channel have themes, so this kind of thing is our bread and butter. Danny Meza is here, also getting Nick. Take up. Take up. Joan, thanks for that rose. Piers and Jasmine. George is here. And Sniffer saying occupy. Good. Damien getting it as well. Take up is to occupy. I like that. Let's check this K. Tom Cruise X. All right, who's into their celebrity gossip? I know this one. I know this one for sure. Rainbow Canoe, thanks for following us. Denrod wants Kidman. Unfortunately, Kidman doesn't quite fit. I do believe they dated. But yes, I think Ranny is correct here. And EJ, I think it's going to be Katie. Katie Holmes. They have a baby together, right? Surrey? Do I know too much celebrity gossip? Possibly. Colorado Springs Collegiate. And Friedman Derwan is on YouTube, also getting it. Yes, we're talking Katie Holmes here. Colorado Springs Collegian. Piers, thanks for that heart. Jay Pendleton says he's still jumping on Oprah's couch about it. That's hilarious. Bill Kirk is saying cadet. Colorado Springs Collegiate. So there must be a military academy of some sort in Colorado Springs. I'm not sure which one. Okay, Blake says Air Force. Very helpful. Bill Kirk agrees. So then cadet works nicely. Furniture collection. Wow, Amy on YouTube is telling me what's a vampire's favorite celebrity? Neckhole Kidman. Wow. Like fangs. That was a good one. Okay, stay on track, Jack. Piers and Amy. Ooh, okay. Dust. Very, very clever. I was I was not really connecting to what people were saying. Furniture collection, it collects dust. Difficult. Difficult. Son of Canadian is saying boo. Is that on the lame pun? Good. Furniture collection. Let's check 38 across. Retainer, for instance. There are some other possibilities for 53 across. It might not be dust. We have gotten several good guesses. Dust is just such a crosswordy, playful thing to do, you know? Collection. Oh, AJ's trying to get my attention. Oh, AJ, so smart. I love it. Capital O, Othello lead character. We're talking character like letter. I should have seen this. Well done, AJ. Othello's lead character is a capital O. That is true. We're all like, how could it be anything but Othello? He is the lead character. But capital O is the lead character in the word Othello. Excellent. Oh, and other AJ is here. Everything's connecting. Runaru says, ugh, I like it. Son of Canadian says that was brilliant. Blake says, dang, that's clever. Amy and Warhug. T. Pendleton says, sneaky. Exactly. These constructors are very sneaky. Artist Soul on YouTube is saying, good job, AJ. Minius Mini is clapping for you, AJ. So you're getting a lot of props. Cross-platform props here. Sorry if we got guesses for 38 across. Oh, yeah, Larry says fee. Other AJ, or new AJ, is saying, immediate praise when I entered. I'm down for that. Yeah, you should always come in right after AJ Bradley gives a super guess. Yes, sorry. So retainer, like a lawyer's retainer, would be a fee. That's okay. We're actually in really good shape here. Matt Groening sci-fi series. I definitely know this one. Matt Groening made The Simpsons, and then also made Futurama, as Rainbow Canoe, one of our newest followers says. And Sari also got Futurama. Yes. Good. Let's check 56 across. Sight. Amy says, so these are like a mix of simple and cryptic clues? Yeah, in a sense. In crosswords, cryptic crossword means something very specific. So I would actually say none of the clues in this are cryptic crossword clues in the traditional sense. But I would say that they vary in difficulty, how much misdirection there is in the clues. Overall, the crossword that we're doing today is considered a hard puzzle. Hope that answers your question. Meanwhile, the one piece is real and looking for peace are both saying refer to. Sight, refer to. All right, let's clean up this section first. Its average elevation is 10,000 plus feet. Okay, Shania already guessing Nepal, I think before even seeing the clue, but that's gotta be it, right? Good. Sari. Yeah, it's where Mount Everest is, so. And Gummy Bears on YouTube, also saying Nepal. All right, pervade. Pervade, 4 letters. Lane and Barbara on Facebook got Nepal. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Pentfield, Hondros, and Warthog saying Phil. Makes sense. Pervade and Phil. Expressed out loud. Which word haven't you heard, Gary? Which word is new to you? And what's this one? Metaphor for clarity. Shania polishing off the whole section. Okay, so Gummy Bears is telling me that oral, yeah, if it's expressed out loud, it's not written. Yeah, Duo is on YouTube as well. It's going to be oral. And then last letter in this section is metaphor for clarity crossing organic pot scrubber. Wow. Okay, this is looking like a B. Clear as a bell. I'm more partial to saying clear as a whistle, but I think clear as a bell is a thing. And then organic pot scrubber. I never would have gotten this without crosses. That I guess you can use a corn cob to scrub your pots. Does anybody do that? All right, and suddenly we have 4 squares left in this entire crossword. Let's make this count. Formal letters. I think I was actually seeing guesses for this earlier on. Yeah, Blake is saying epistles. Wow. Not so easy. And let's look at this. Certain canine crossing intersected. And that is a top volcanic product. Okay, I think we are getting this. Nice. Gary's already given me drum roll. All right, I think it's going to be eye tooth. So we're not talking canine as in dogs. We're talking literal the canine in your mouth. Eye tooth. That does work with intersected being met and volcanic product being ash. So I'm going to put these in. Thank you for the drum rolls. Stick around though. So even if we get confetti, I'm playing Hurdle right after this. So if you want to learn Hurdle or if you like Hurdle, we're going to play it right away. So stick around. Eye tooth. Yes. Very well done, everybody. That was awesome. I enjoyed this puzzle. Vegetable shortening. Argon ion, hiding onion, San Antonio, Marconi, Charleston, and capital O. This is a great clue. And nice one, AJ. Nice eyes seeing how this could not be Othello. What else would make sense here? Very good crossword. Thank you for playing, everybody. I had a ton of fun. And I'm going to switch my screen to Hurdle. So let's stick around. Let me pull this up. It's only a couple minutes. This is a pretty quick play, Hurdle. And by the way, if you don't want to stick around for Hurdle and you're leaving, I just want to remind you that we stream every day. So we'll be back tomorrow at noon Eastern with another puzzle. Oh, and a bunch of people following us. Carlala, and Plin and Ranny all followed us. Thanks, guys. But it's time for Hurdle. If you don't know, Dysentery Gary says, I'll stick around unless I'm really bad at it. Penfield Honda says, thanks, gotta run. All right, see you soon. So the idea with Hurdle, if you've played Wordle, you right now we're just playing Wordle, and then I'll explain the hurdly part. Lane followed us, and we just need to guess. We're trying to guess a 5-letter word. We're trying to guess a 5-letter word, and the first guess can kind of be random. Yeah, Scav is saying bacon. I kind of want to just do something totally random like bacon. And then we hit enter, and we get some results. And so what this means is that B, C, O, and N are not in the final word anywhere. And A actually is the second letter of the final word. That's what we learned from our guess bacon. We have 6 guesses to get it. So I would like to guess something that does have an A in the second position. Jilly says, I see a tattoo in your future, Jack. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, Jilly's seeing the flurry of followers that we're getting, and I didn't really promise to get a tattoo at 1 million followers. Okay, Warthog is saying later. I like later because it uses all common letters. L, T, R are common. It gets us another vowel, so let's try later. Wow, perfect guess, actually. So if you're new, green means A, E, and R are all in the correct place. There is a T in the word somewhere, but it's not in the third slot. That's what yellow means. Since we know all the other letters, we actually know now that T has to be the beginning of the word. Does that make sense? It has to be T-A something E-R. Unfortunately, this does not uniquely... Yeah, Bill Kirk giving me all the options. Tamer, taper, and taser all work. What are we going with? Kaya is saying taker. Okay, everyone just put in your vote. I'll try to get a maximum here. All right, taker seems to be getting the most votes, so let's go with taker. All right, yeah, I think we just have to keep guessing. Tamer, we do tamer. Excellent. Okay, good. So that is 1. So normally Wordle is just that. The game's over. But Hurdle is different because now we do another board. We just hopped over 1 hurdle. We're on a second board now, and our first guess is automatically the answer to the previous puzzle. So Tamer has already been filled in. That means we only get 5 of our own guesses, but we already have a little information to get us started. And then the very last one is fun, and I'll explain what happens at the very end once we get there. So we have an E and an R, but they're not Oh, okay. What do we like? Holly Johnson is saying ready. Oh, the problem with ready, Holly, is that we know there's no A in the final word. Yeah, AJ saying ridge, but again, we know there is an E. Oh, ridge does have an E. Sorry. Okay, let's do ridge. AJ suggested it. Okay, it didn't work out, but it was a solid guess. So what's it going to be then? Pam suggesting purse. Why not? Purse? I like that it gets an S in the mix. Is there anything wrong with purse? Yes, there is something wrong. Sorry, we know there's no E at the end, so I'm reluctant to guess it. TikToker says fresh, which does seem good. All right, I'm going to try fresh. Ooh, good guess. Ooh, that puts us in very good shape. Okay. I'm looking at what could be the last letter here. A T seems plausible, except that we know there's no T in the word. It's not an H, so I'm wondering if it's second S. Yeah, that's what Max Cooper seems to think, and Josh. Yeah, press. Fun fact, Press is my middle name, spelled just like this. That's my middle name, so I'm going to guess it. Oh, I wanted that to be right. Oh, but it was RESS. It is a double S. AJ saying press, res, and cress. What is res? This is a word I don't know. But cress, Minius Mini is guessing cress. That's hard. Lucinda likes it as well. Oh, dress. But we know it's not dress because we know there's no D. So I guess it's cress, like watercress, like the vegetable? Yeah, Holly, there can't be a D in the word because Ridge already ruled that out. So I guess I'm guessing cress. Wow, that was right. Hard word. All right, onward we go. Third board out of 5. Cress now is our opening. And all we know is that there is a C somewhere and there's no R, E, or S. We're doing pretty well. Holly says, dang it, I keep forgetting to look up at the wrong letters. Yeah, another visual cue is that they get blotted out in this keyboard down here. So that might be an easier way to see what's available and what's not. Like S, E, and R, you can see are a different color from the letters that are actively available. All right, so many guesses. I'll just take someone's random suggestion. Pam is saying pouch. And I really like pouch because it uses a C and it gives us two more vowels. Aw. All right, well, at least we know where our C is. Sometimes these types of results seem like we didn't get much information, but knowing that there's no O and no U actually is useful information. So what's it going to be now? Paraffin is suggesting black. Max Cooper agrees. I like that because CK is a plausible ending. We check an A. Let's try black. Oh, this is tough. Andrew G says, is this Wordle game? This is called Hurdle. It's at Arkadium.com, which you can find in a link in the bio. It is Wordle-like, but it has a twist, I would say. It's Wordle with a twist. Ooh, fancy. Mary J. Blige, Boots, and Snoopy and Paraffin all agree on fancy, so let's try that. Seems to work with what we have so far. Uses an A. Oh, perfect. Nice spot. Well done, guys. Okay, so this is what makes it different from Wordle, for whoever asked, is that now we're playing another board, and the answer to the previous one is automatically our first guess. And then something special happens in the very last board, which is next, and I'll explain that when we get there. All right. Fancy. We only have an N. Everyone's impressed with the people who got fancy. That was awesome. Okay, Pam and NJD both guessed night right in a row, so that's enough for me to check night. Solid guess. We get some letters. Very solid guess. Ooh, and actually, these are not just random letters. Those are very suggestive letters, like ING, right? Something ING? Yeah, going, being, bring. Okay, what do we like? Let's try being because it has another vowel in it. I don't know, it could really be a lot of things, but this seems solid. Yes! Wow. Okay, we just crushed that one, by the way. Okay, this is really what makes Hurdle special, is that this last board, this is now automatically filled with the answers from the previous 4 games, right? Being was the answer on the last game, and now we only get 2 guesses. We only get 2 guesses to get this last word, but we have a lot of information already supplied. So we know there's an A in the second slot. We know there's an E in the fourth slot. That's, I guess, all we know. We know a lot of letters are missing. Right, so Sarah guessed Maven, but remember, it can't be Maven because there's no M and there's no N in the final word. A lot of people guessing paved. Let me just do a quick scan, make sure those letters are all valid. Yeah, should we try paved? A lot of people guessing it. Paved. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Oh no, we only get one more guess. I guess some people were guessing pod, but that's not going to be it either at this point. Oh no. And there's no D. This is bad. Okay. Oh boy. So Jen is guessing eager. But there's no G, Jen. Jilly and Blake and Dad Not Dude are all guessing Hazel. Wow, could it be? There's no, we know H is live, Z is live, and L is live. Hazel? Matthew Jackson likes it. Should I do it? It's our last guess. I'm worried. Has anyone even come up with any other word that could be? Like, is there any other possibility? Sarah's like, do it. Okay, should I do it? Age is like, do it. All right, Hazel, let's do it. Yeah, nice. That was awesome. Wow. That felt like, that was kind of stressful. Like we might not have made it. That was very fun. I'm very impressed with you guys for spotting Hazel. That was awesome. Hurdle's fun, isn't it? I really like this game. I had a ton of fun. Thank you for hanging out with me for so long. Thank you for playing the crossword. Thank you for playing Hurdle. Do join us again tomorrow. We stream every day, so noon Eastern time. May will be with you. Tess is like, my adrenaline is pumping. I know, me too, Tess. I'm coming down a little bit. That was super fun. Follow us if you don't. Check out Arkadium.com. You could play a backlog of hurdles right now if you just Google Arkadium Hurdle. You'll find it, or Google Arkadium Crossword, and you will find that as well. Anastasia, thanks for following us. And I will see you guys all shortly, I hope. Enjoy the rest of your day.